Hello once again, audience. Um, okay, here we go. Turn my phone back on. Chat, 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 chat. Dalton! Dalton! Sorry. How you doing, Dalton? My stream just crashed, and we had some people here. So we're back now. How are you doing? Thank you for stopping in. Yes. Okay. Sorry. Let me pull this up. Let me pull this up on my main account so I can, you know, watch it and make sure it doesn't freaking crash and die. Did you get your PC built? Done? Not yet. It should be built. What day is today? Friday? It should be built. If everything goes to plan and goes well, I should have the PC built on Sunday, 2 days from today. I have a friend coming over to help me build it. I'm assuming it all should go well and we'll have it built and running Sunday, which means this next week I'm gonna be working sadly, but after work I will be playing with it a lot and trying to get stream elements and everything running. Right now we just finished this game. The next story game I play, I will be streaming for sure through the PC. There'll be like stream elements. It'll be on OBS. We'll be on Twitch and YouTube. Uh, I'm super excited for it. It should even stream like hopefully better quality. Like when I press the home button right now, you can see the game freezes, my camera goes away. That won't happen. You'll actually see what happens when I press the home button. It'll be great. It'll be awesome. So I'm super excited for all that. It's not done yet. Right now we're doing some bonus missions. We just started this one. I'm gonna redo it for the stream. Let me get the little cutscene playing. Um, but yeah, we just beat the game, and now we're gonna play some of these. And yeah, I don't know why the stream lost
You're about
connection.
to play an unfinished level from The Last of Us Part 2.
Hopefully it doesn't do that again. With the PC, I'm
The reason we
really
added this
hoping it won't do that
section
anymore. And if
is
it
there are
does,
a
I'll get
few
an Ethernet
sequences,
cable
and we
or
picked the three of the
connection
best
cable.
ones that we cut from
Because
the
I don't
game.
want
You know, often
that
we
to
build
happen.
a game
I
that's
want to
much
go like
bigger than what ends
deep
up
into
being the
this
final product. They're
streaming
months away
and
from
content creating.
being finished, but we wanted to give you an insight of what it's like when we built the game, because often
But
we
I'm
have this
glad you're here.
whole
I'm
thing
glad you stopped in.
constructed and
Thank
it
you,
doesn't have
Dalton.
final
Thank you.
art or audio or dialogue. And here you get to see the building blocks of what it's like when we first string onto these
Little
levels
idiot
together.
should be back.
This
He
is
was
the
just here. I
intro
was
to
just
the
talking to
first
him.
deleted level, and this one is the roughest of the three. We
Mm-hmm.
wanted to show more of how Jackson operates. So this is the festival where Ellie ultimately kisses Dina. This sequence would have come very late in the game as a flashback sequence while you're in the farm with Dina. And we wanted to show what is the rest of Jackson doing, and wanted to put on the stick, make it interactive. So you could see when you're outside, there are all these almost like carnival games that you can play. You could mix drinks, you could play with these kids that are playing a sort of clicker Marco Polo, sit down and listen to conversations. And all the different interactions were first or second pass, very, very early passes. The building blocks are there, but nothing is final. And ultimately, while we were very excited by this sequence, it's pretty fun and lighthearted. It just slowed things too much as we're barreling towards the end of the story at this point. So again, reminder, rough, missing audio, missing animation, missing gameplay tweaks, missing dialogue, but pretty representative of what it would have been. So enjoy.
You're underrated, Dalton. Stop. Do you like Cowboy Bebop? You like my shirt? Ellie got the PlayStation shirt on. Should I put on my PlayStation shirt? Hold up, wait. Is it right here? Hmm. Hmm. I don't know where it is. I want to prove. I gotta prove it, right? Wait, what? Is it not in here? Okay, well, if it's not in this drawer, it's probably buried over here. Dalton, I really appreciate you saying that I'm underrated. Favorite YouTuber? Stop, dude. If that's true, hopefully you'll be excited because I promise I'm gonna try to make like more I want to make
Originally,
actual videos.
This level was going to transition us to farm. We would go all the way through to the dance where Ellie and Dina share their first kiss. Then we
Wow.
would play through farm, and when Ellie plays the guitar at night, she would remember the Seth incident. So, the opening for this was a little tricky. We needed it to match at least a little what you might expect emotionally coming from prior beats, because we were already purposefully disorienting you in time and space. Remember, you just came from this huge fight. To jump straight into it would have been a little too jarring. After some back and forth, we rooted it in Ellie's nerves, calling back to her hands shaking in the theater. But this time, for a much more innocuous reason we'll find out later.
One second.
She's nervous because she has a crush on Dina, who is the only reason why she's here at the dance.
Sorry, I like dev stuff. I'm kind of a nerd. Do you want to stream Minecraft together? I almost want to say yes, but I do gotta warn you. A lot of times when I play Minecraft, it doesn't last very long. I don't know if you remember the last time I played Minecraft. I haven't really gone back to that world, and I even was like building a big tree house, and then I never even finished building it. Like I have mood swings if that's probably the best way to word it, where it's like I'm like, yeah, let's play Minecraft, and then like a week later I'm like, I'm over
Something
it.
we really wanted to do was highlight the
But
way
I've been
their
playing
lives
it since
turned
I was,
upside
like,
down since she went down this
10.
path. We had this idea of recontextualizing all of our usual gameplay mechanics that were designed for really violent ends. The workbench, door bashes, throwable weapons, and even the infected, which is my personal favorite. Peppered throughout the level are moments of levity or shared history, all the while seeing how happy and mundane they all were before her huge revenge odyssey.
Same, bro, same. I make projects that are way too ambitious in Minecraft, and then completely never finish them. I used to finish them, but I don't know. I've actually thought, just the other day I was thinking about Minecraft, and I was like, maybe I should go back to that world and finish the treehouse build. Dude, this is kind of cool.
It is not a festival without one of these throwing games. This one, of course, uses our throwable system where you're often chucking explosive things or stunning things, but for a more wholesome purpose, although some people take this game really seriously. A fun aspect of this is if you did well, you could win a toy here. Ellie would place it in her pocket. If you had done this, you'd find the toy with JJ, the baby, later back at the farm. When we cut this, the toy made it through anyway because it was so cute. It is the same one you see on the tractor at the farm. Ollie the elephant.
Oh, Ollie the elephant. That would be cool if you got
This
the elephant.
is one of my favorite sections because I think that it achieves both the slice of life aspect of Jackson while also being a stark reminder of how dark the world that they live in really is. To attract attention and curiosity, one of the kids was supposed to make this adorable, messed up little clicker impression, and the others would giggle. We tried a version where if you got close enough, the kid might try and follow you a little before turning back. Since clickers are blind and move by echolocation, for this game of messed up tag, Ellie must close her eyes and listen for when the children give themselves away. The thought was that these kids are in relative safety. They still grow up with the dangers of clickers and runners, and all those lessons would embed themselves in the games that they play. When the festival got cut, they tried to preserve this moment and move it to the front of the game, where the snowball fight is, as a tutorial. However, being in the headspace of a clicker doesn't really teach you how to deal with them. Eventually, it evolved, and they instead made the snowball fight, which was, I think, way more effective. For me, it's
That's
character
cool.
illuminating that not only does Ellie know this game, she plays along.
Don't stop
There's a
glazing me,
familiarity with the
okay?
kids that's
You hope I
really
get
nice
a
to
million
see,
someday?
especially because it's such a difference from the Ellie we see later, who has a sort of hollow normalcy
BRB?
that
Alright,
she's
bro.
trying to get with JJ, but kind of fails.
The clicker with the literal copy paste, or the child with the copy paste clicker animations is kind of funny. What is this? Yeah, give me that, give me that, give me that. Press, and then press up. Bonk! Too easy. And that's how it's done. That's what she would have said if they gave her a voice line for this unfinished level.
We use our workbench a lot to make a lot of things that kill and maim and hurt people. Here, we had the silly idea of using the same feel, harkening back to the same animations, using the exact same UI to instead fix a drink. Like the workbench, you could pick your base, and then you could add something to it. And at the time, we had some different reactions from Ellie based on how strong you chose to make the drink. Something we wanted to prototype, though, before it got cut, was picking up some ingredients around to add, like a lime or maybe a bottle of someone's favorite whiskey or salt, like you were earning upgrades. We also toyed with having Ellie carry around the drink you made and occasionally sip it, psyching herself up to go talk to Dina inside because she's nervous. It got too noodly though, because she would need to keep placing it somewhere before she did anything, so it would have ended up more trouble than it was worth.
Damn, that would have been a cool thing to have in the game, I'm not gonna lie. Face painting!
The makeup artist is pretty simple. It's one of those little in-game scenes we peppered in to make it feel like Ellie had roots in the town. Hallie, our writer, mentioned that in her mind, an ex-girlfriend of Ellie's tattooed her arm to cover up her scar. So we figured this might be the only time you get to see that. We wanted to hint at it and allude to it and make it feel like there had been so much more that had been happening and so much more that Ellie threw away.
The game is so funny without like half the assets in it. This feels like all the PS3 games I used to play. Where like you get the vibe, like you understand like it's a party, but it still feels like a clunky game. Where's the dialogue for this one? They should add blank bullets rounds to the map that look real. Then when you shoot, it doesn't fire. That would be sick, honestly. Because you could even use those to like attract zombies and then like relocate. You could be like, and then like run away. Which is something you constantly do with live rounds anyways.
There's a hidden spot at the back that was just a bit of fun. It was highlighting Jackson's normalcy with something we would find in a real world. In the back, you would find teenagers finding some alone time with each other in a dark corner of a party. It was rewarding the player for peeking into a hidden corner, but ultimately redirecting them back to the festival. We also had versions of them smoking weed here, despite Maria's consternation.
Hell yeah.
Probably having gotten it from Eugene.
Teens smoking weed from Eugene, that would have fit in perfectly with this game. I like a lot of their dev ideas, but I do agree with them where it's like, it's just kind of a lot for the beginning of a game. Or even, like, when they added in that one little cutscene, it's like right in the middle of too much action, so like they don't want to break it up too much. But as a player, I mean, the more content, the better. I wouldn't have mind, really. But they do have a story and like a mental space they're trying to explain with like these characters. And it would make Ellie seem slightly less insane if she was like in the middle of like a psychotic chasing down Abby breakdown just to go straight into like getting her face painted and smoking weed and doing normal stuff. Wow. I wonder if that's the whole mission. It might be. Because after this would be like the cutscene. Yeah, okay. That's cool, that's cool. They should add airsoft guns to mimic real guns to trick you and trick other players and trap them. Airsoft guns would be really fun, especially in a Jackson setting. You're completely right. That would have been cool. In like, maybe in like a New Game Plus mode, if you could have the airsoft guns and kind of use them to like fuck with the enemies.
In this second deleted level, which is an extended sequence of the sewers in Seattle. This comes on the heels of where Ellie goes into a building and she survives an attack by stalkers and gets thrown out of a window and gets swept away by the current. And then we cut this section that used to be there in the final game. Now you will get to play it. So this was a way to get a bit more interesting puzzles, interesting traversal, figure out how Ellie can navigate the sewers with the fighting current, ultimately, with a lot of these levels and these sequences, the reason why we cut them more for pacing purposes. But here it is for you in this very kind of raw form.
Looks very raw.
Part of it will feel finished, parts of it will feel like assets are missing as far as audio, animation won't be final. But it's a glimpse into what a game looks like when it's months away from finishing.
That's all I am? That's all I am? Oh my god. Ah, damn it! Oh fuck! I actually know this part of the game. They have a balcony here where you instead go upstairs and then get into another building. So I'm actually kind of excited to see the alternative version. I am... I just completely stood up and fucking stepped on my cord and unplugged my headset like a true gamer. I am 6 foot tall, so when I stand up, I'm way up there. But that was a close guess with 5'8". You were only a couple inches off. 4 inches. Holy. This is a cool little area.
Fuck Seattle. Okay.
Everyone says 6 foot online. Dude, I mean, you're right. A lot of people do that. It's just genuinely how tall I am.
This level, internally known as Find Nora, was quite long in duration as we had to make Ellie traverse a far distance to the opposite side of downtown Seattle. The sewer section was originally longer than what we released the game with, approximately 10 minutes more. This was one of the few areas of the game that used water flow as part of the traversal puzzle. The player has to go upstream to use the current to get to the platform to reach the other side. We mostly cut this mechanic game-wide, however, it remained in essence in the section swimming to the aquarium as Ellie.
I thought he was 6'5". I'm not that tall. I feel like a lot of times I'd be like this, which makes me look like I hunch over a lot more than I really do, but I do slightly hunch. I am tall. A lot of things are... Is the lag crazy? I hope it's not. There might be some lag. I really hope it's not, but earlier the stream crashed. For whatever reason, my internet's just not doing very good today. I mean, I'm really sorry for that. I don't really know what to do about it. I feel like because it's Friday and it's the day before the 4th, there's a lot of people at home right now, and that's my best guess. It's just the internet's going through strain of like everybody being home. Like, there's a lot of people who aren't at work today.
Is an immediate goal for the player, but being able to climb out is not going to be so easy. To keep levels interesting and engaging, we alternate between positive and negative values the player experiences. Here, it's a positive to have found a ladder, but then a negative to discover it's not the solution. But then another positive to identify the next short-term goal of the doorway. By alternating between these opposing values, we give players what they expect, but not how they expect it.
Wait, what? Oh, there's that way over there. You know, he's right. This is not how I expected. Oh, I jumped past it and came over here. I gotta go do it again. Bonk. I know, right? Hasn't the summer kind of flown by? Let me up. I like these little missions.
When players reach the doorway and enter into the room, they're faced with a dead end.
What have we got
The real reason for this dead-end room is that on the reversal, when exiting back out of the doorway, players are faced with the route onwards. A pipe that they'd not been able to see when they were swept past it on the way in, and something that was hidden from view when on the side platforms. The intention here being that the only option is to go off the standard path in order to search for a way out.
Get me the hell out of
Is
here.
there any crafting? Oh, there is crafting.
Throughout the rest of the level, we also
School
use
feels like
light
forever
to
and a blink
indicate
of
to the
eye
player that
is
they were
somewhere.
heading in the
Yeah,
right
dude,
direction.
for real.
At each turn, however, we block the direct route forward. We slowly introduce the player to consider climbing into smaller pipes and crouching in these tight spaces. This is to slowly build up to and encourage the player to climb into such a small pipe that they'd have to be crawling on their stomach, which is something that the player previously may not have recognised as a playable space, let alone the desired route they need to take.
Oh, it's
Up and out.
Mr.
Keep
Nerd.
going
We
up and
added a
out.
tiny space just to reward the player's exploration with a pickup item, and we made sure it was something that made sense that you'd find in this area. A canister and all the garbage that had been washed into the sewers from the surface. We loved the idea of making Ellie prone through a tiny, dirty pipe in order to get out, as it was a great opportunity to use our prone mechanic. The unique
your
camera
shit,
setup was
Ellie.
created to support crawling in these pipes, as the standard prone camera is much higher above the player. We also created custom collision in order for Ellie to manoeuvre in these tight spaces easily. Initially, the oblong collision capsule around her character caused issues crawling around corners. We put extra effort into the custom corner collision, so the movement experience is as smooth as the main game.
Shit. Thank you, Don. That's nice to hear.
In order for the player to feel cramped, claustrophobic, and desperate, we'd been enforcing
I hope
the
you're
traversal
interested in
mechanics that
cut
allow for a
levels
tight
from The Last
environment
of
which
Us.
promote these feelings. We introduced the use of the squeeze through so that we can keep
Obviously,
the player feeling enclosed
I
and
really
tight,
love these
but
games. I
without
just played
repeating
Last
the
of Us
same
1
geometry.
through 2
Here we
to
changed from
completion.
low ceilings with wider walls to high ceilings and tight walls. To
So
change
after
up
I
the
beat
spatial
it
pacing
and it
keep
said
the
there
level
was
from
like
repeating
these
itself.
missions, I was like, hell yeah, dude. There's more to explore. I've actually been meaning to make a video about
Shitty place to
my
go.
old. When I was very young, I had actually made my first ever like content creating account. I really wouldn't call it that because at the time I was too young to really know what that was. But when I was young, I made an account called Gamer Dork. Instead of Zombie Keys, I was like Gamer Dork. And I had posted just pictures to Instagram because at the time you could only post pictures to Instagram. And I would post like game images, kind of like right now. Like right now, what I'm doing is like developer stuff. But I would go and look up like developer, like drawn stuff or like promotional content that got cut, and I would upload it to my like Gamer Dork account on Instagram and be like, I really like this game. Like they got this and this, and I was just a child, but yeah, I've always really
Originally,
been.
we had the water line much higher here,
I've always
so
liked the
players had
idea
to
of
swim through this tight tunnel. However, from watching user test
gaming
feedback, it was occasionally causing people to
showing it
discount
to
the
the
route
world.
entirely and turn back on themselves. So to avoid any risk of this happening in the final game, we present a lower water level so the tunnel is easy to see and commit to using. Although this isn't as impactful without the prone swim, it's the better decision as it means a smooth experience for the player with no backtracking frustration.
Let me read this or listen to this. Is this the game with the zombies? This is the game with the zombies. This is The Last of Us Part 2.
We draw the player towards this pipe as it is seemingly the route out of the tight space. Fairly soon, it's obvious that this path is blocked. If the player goes all the way up to the bars that block the path, they are rewarded with a pickup, so this journey doesn't feel wasted. It is important
You wanna make
to
an edit
encourage
of
the player
me?
to try to progress along this path. So
Dude,
that it would
please
subtly
do.
think
I
you've
would be
progressed
honored,
in this
honestly.
direction. We hint to the player that there is a
I'm
bigger,
sure
new
my
space
streams
beyond
may
this
or may
pipe
not be
by
the
showing the player the waterfall.
Best place
This
to make
helps
an
players
edit? I don't
consider the
know,
other route
but
they
I
don't know how
mean,
far the tunnel
sure,
is or
dude.
whether they'd
Go
make
for
it.
it. I would love that. I've had another YouTuber actually take my audio one time and use it, and I thought that was super cool. But you can take whatever you want. I really don't mind.
As we
You can
surface
feel
from the
free to
water and
use
over the crest of the
anything
slope,
I've done.
We
I've
reveal what is further in this tunnel.
I have all my
A
streams
clicker
left
that
up on my
sprouted
channel,
and
so
fungus has grown on
whatever
the
you
sides of
want,
the
man.
pipe. It was great to
It's
see
free
people who
game
user
for you to
tested
do
this area
whatever.
becoming
I really
increasingly
appreciate
worried
it.
as we forced the player to
That's really
squeeze
cool.
past the fungus and inches away from the clicker's face, all the time not being sure whether the clicker might be alive or attack them. Although we aren't as
Dalton
cruel as to
G,
force a
the
clicker attack in
goat.
such
Thank
close
you,
proximity,
Dalton
we do have a payoff
G.
in this moment. This clicker momentarily turned into Joel to show Ellie's PTSD from what happened to Joel at the start of the game. Ultimately, we decided to save this moment for the farm level, as it was more impactful there because it could become the centrepiece of that experience. Whereas in the sewers, we weren't able to make it as much of a narrative point and give it the breathing room and reaction time that it deserves, given the tight space.
That was the coolest thing ever. They cut that. Wait, what? They were gonna have a Joel PTSD thing where you shake to turn the camera on, or the flashlight on, because that happens throughout the game. You have to shake your controller. You probably see me do that. And it flashed Joel's face for a second. Dalton, you can take your time. I'm in no rush, but I think it's super cool. I'm glad you even asked. I think that's very cool that you. I have I think I've streamed Dead Island, this game, and Call of Duty Black Ops Zombies. So you have a couple different zombie games. Unless I've streamed more. I mean, I've played a lot throughout my lifetime, but I don't know how many of them I've actually streamed.
For the final section, we eventually opened you out into a wider area as you traverse through such tight spaces leading up to this. So changing the environmental pacing makes it begin to feel like we're coming to the end of Ellie's ordeal. An earlier iteration used the current that we'd shown at the start for a slightly tougher traversal puzzle to conclude the sewers. The ladder was clearly visible from most of the area, but the player was faced with a fast-flowing torrent of water they couldn't cross. If the player attempted to jump into the water, they were not able to swim across the ladder due to the water's speed. But instead, they had to traverse the pipe running along the top of the space in order to get across the water.
The pipe in the water is actually what they just talked about. I'm pretty sure there's a point in the game where it's very similar to this. The Messman where they got the inspiration
Using
from
this
it.
pipe was retained in the iteration we shipped with, as it's the last of the extreme methods Ellie
Yeah,
has to
this
undergo
pipe-
in order to escape the sewers, and what she will go through in her pursuit of revenge.
That pipe was literally in the game. I mean, the rest of this wasn't, but that little thing I just walked across. I even remember Cook was playing. He's my buddy, and I was telling him, he was like, "How do I get across?" And I was like, "Climb up there, go across the pipe."
The last ladder climb is quite lengthy, and although we could have trimmed it down to a shorter climb, we liked how this last segment of the journey built anticipation for whether there was success at the top or not after all you've been through. Ultimately, the ladder exits out into the subway station, which is how it connects in the final game. Ellie then has to find her way to the hospital from here, crossing paths with the scars for the first time.
Okay, yeah, the Scar interaction and all that was definitely a little bit different, but vaguely similar. Cool to see. And there's one more cut mission called The Hunt. This one I almost did first because it seems pretty fun. Ellie follows a trail of blood to an abandoned general store. I don't even know like where this is in the game, so I guess we'll find out when they talk about it. I guess we shall see. We shall see. After this gets done, I'm definitely going to do a couple no return runs. I want to platinum this game, and I'm a couple trophies away. I'm so close.
For this third and final deleted level, what we call the boar hunt sequence, this was a sequence pretty late in the game. It was right after the whole Seattle Abby sequence where Abby spares Ellie. And then we wanted to come back into Ellie's story, but keep it a bit mysterious of how much time has passed, where is Ellie now? So we're coming in on Ellie, and she's following a trail of blood. And we wanted to mirror, in a way, the deer hunt sequence from the first game, but this time do it with a boar. And there's something with Ellie that now she can't let go of this violence. She's pursuing it, even against this innocent animal. This was another opportunity to show how the violence that Ellie has experienced, the violence that she witnessed being afflicted onto Joel, is still sticking with her, and she's still experiencing these PTSD moments.
I think I need to
This
shut
was
the
a
fuck
sequence
up.
that was pretty far along and was cut.
Hey,
pretty
that's
late
Neil
in
Druckmann, all right?
production. Parts of it are still really rough, but the gameplay, the building blocks were all there.
I understand
I think
not
a lot of
everyone's
fun to
very
see,
interested,
again,
but
a rough,
I honestly kind of
unfinished
like
sequence of that
getting
you can play. You can
into
see
the
all way to the
development.
end, and including a cinematic that we end up cutting.
especially after
And
playing both the
remnants
games
of the
right in a row.
sequence ended up being mentioned in Ellie's journal. So this part of the story that we developed still made its way into the game as kind of optional stuff that you could read about.
I just
but you
read
didn't get
that
to
a minute
experience it. So
ago.
as a reminder, it's been
Hey.
rough, months away from being finished.
Well, not a minute ago, but in
you
the
get
last
to
stream when
see
I
it now.
beat the game. No, I completely understand. You're like, this guy needs to shut the fuck up. But this is cut. This is the last cut mission.
Where are you?
So the boar hunt was one of the hardest levels for me to work on. It was a huge challenge with the systems that we had, and we kept trying, but it never felt quite right. Originally, the level happened after the Jackson Festival, which also got cut, but before Farm. Once the festival got cut, it became the prologue to Farm. The intended experience is that we jump forward in time after the fight with Abby in the theater. We don't know where Dina is. We likely assume she's dead because she was just bleeding out. Ellie is alone. Her hair is short. So maybe this is the future or the present.
Should be optional.
And she's hunting.
It actually
Hunting who?
is optional. Everything that
Abby
they're
still?
saying is optional, but I left it all turned on because, again, this is cut content, and I want to kind of understand what their process of making it was and why they decided to cut
In
it.
early iterations of the fight, it was
So I'm
more
listening to all
arena-like.
these.
The player slowly whittles down the boar's health. Ellie gets more visceral and more vicious. We get a little worried about her. As the boar gets weaker, more panicked, more feral, and we start feeling sympathetic to the boar, was the hope. In all of these iterations, especially of these wider areas, it required custom AI and scripting to make sure it continued to feel organic as an animal, but we really needed it to do specific stuff. It needed to be able to close distances really, really quickly. It needed to charge to attack, but we wanted the feeling of hunting, so we needed to track it down from afar. And we also needed to discourage the player from attacking the boar when it's that close, or it would kind of turn into this melee kerfuffle. How do we do this in our world while keeping the boar believable? We must have gone through 5 or 6 iterations of the boar fight and all, and every single time it changed pretty drastically. We split it into clear phases, where one was like all long range. We tried another where you're getting close and you get the jump on it quite literally. You're jumping off of a rock to attack it. And then finally, we tried a bunch where you almost sort of go around a bunch of trailers and try and wrestle it. We uncovered after some time that taking down a boar over several phases felt very laborious and a little dramatic. It was comically long. It felt too boss-like, a little too gamey. We decided to cut the first few phases. And
I'm
we
ready,
opted for a cold
T.
open after the boar had already been hurt off screen. So that allowed us to focus on feeling like we're closing in on prey and to introduce the boar when it was at its most dangerous. Already hurt, already feral, much too close for comfort.
How the hell do I
And
get
so the
in there?
thinking was it would bring us more into Ellie's mindset. Is this really hunting for food, or is she hunting for some other reason?
I understand why they're trying to put this in, because it is a reference to the first game with the whole deer fight where you chase the deer down and you end up in this place, and then the whole, that part of the game happens. I'm ready to beat the shit out of some fucking zombies. It's gonna happen right after this. This was almost done. I think this one's gonna be very
The
quick.
gas station,
I'm at 4 out of 5,
was
so
built
after she
to
rambles
highlight
one
the
or two
boar's
more times, it'll
destructiveness.
be done.
Since it's cramped, the boar feels larger. We also feel trapped with it, though perhaps it's trapped with us. When it charges, it gets to us quickly, so we must be on our toes. This made it more aligned with Ellie's sort of hunting for trouble mindset. Listening became more important, as well as moving around slowly so it didn't hear you. Could you spot it before it saw or heard you? And could you get a shot off quickly enough so you could dodge out of the way? Or is the shot worth the cost after? It feels like a gamble. By the end of the fight, everything would likely be in shambles. The The boar would in the back, and would follow and finally end.
Fucking pre-alpha boar! Dude, this pre-alpha boar has wall hacks, bro. They programmed this thing to beat the shit out of me. Alright, where you at, you pre-alpha boar? All I have is the hunting rifle? Makes sense. It can smell me like the dog. Which is why there's like this trail. Well, there's almost a trail. The pre-alpha can't really handle it too much. This is an unfinished level.
Got you. It's over. Nowhere to run.
Pre-alpha board. Pull an reverse card when it charges you. Yeah, just run it instead. I'm spamming square. There is no melee in this mission.
The boar kill was supposed to be anything but glorious. With the boar whimpering at the back of the gas station after Ellie's relentless hunt. After this, hearing the drone that we kind of come to associate with Ellie's trauma, we would hard cut to the stream where she's washing her hands and holding rabbits that she hunted, about to return to Dina. And there would be no mention.
The mission from last stream. Ellie does have a lot of trauma, so it makes sense that they would want like a mission to represent that. Yeah, like putting the gun away and pulling out the knife, that's a very good way to represent like how crazy she's become. The ringing, like the rapid blinking, she's like, yeah, the Joel flashback. I love how they make the storytelling in this game. They don't have Ellie come in and go, I'm freaking out, but they like visibly just show it without it being over the top. Happens a lot throughout the game. Well, cool. We beat all the lost levels. There's only 3, but they were pretty interesting. And we've got almost all of like the model viewers. There's only a couple we don't have. We just need to play through the game a little bit more. There's a lot of cool stuff. Dalton, thank you so much for stopping in. Feel free, if you want to make a video or do anything with any of my content, you're good to do that. Good luck with your stream and whatever you're doing for the day. I hope you have a great 4th. And peace out. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate you. You have a good night. A good day. For everybody that's still here, we're going to do a no return run on on grounded mode. And I'm probably going to instantly die. Ellie's got like 1 million skins now that I beat the game. I'm going to put her in the PlayStation skin for this run. Just because I just had it on for the last couple of levels.
I should get moving.
I think beating the game, or not beating the game, beating all the missions, which is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a boss fight. So 5 missions and a boss fight seem to be what it takes to beat this ungrounded. We're gonna try it, see what happens. Dalton, I'm again, you're already gone probably, but thank you so much for stopping in. A little edgy, I don't know if you're here. Thank you for stopping in, especially in the last one. A little shout out to you. You've been here for a minute. Ocean, thank you. All my regulars, you guys are the goats. Ah! My controller's dying. Huh? My phone with chat on it is actually fully charged, so this is good. I think I'm probably gonna end the stream when I'm done
Damn it.
and just go back to a no return run.
Drop them, shithead!
Let go! Move on!
I'm so cooked. Yeah. Alright, well. I think it seems like Dalton left and there's like one or two other viewers. I think you guys were here for the unfinished content. I'm just going to end the stream as it is. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. I'm going to start another stream right after this one. I know you're probably like, what's the point? But I did just do all the unfinished content, and I want to leave it as it is. So if you want to watch that, you can watch that without being like, why is it so long? We also just finished the game, which, you know, all those parts are already on my channel. It'll be better this way since a lot of you dipped out after the unfinished content. So I'm going to make a new stream. If you're interested, it's going to be the no return runs. I'm going to be doing it on Grounded. I'm like 2 or 3 trophies away. I think 2 trophies away from getting the platinum, and one of them is just doing no return on Grounded. So if you want to see me die a lot, probably, even though I killed, like, I did alright considering, you know, but like 100% accuracy, like I'm locked in right now, but I'm not going to put it all on this stream. I'm going to let this one just be what it is with the unfinished content. So you can watch it from the beginning. If you want to see those unfinished missions that never got added to the game, they're all there. Just go ahead and start the stream over from the beginning and you'll see them. That's about it. If you want to see the story, I just finished it all. And if you want to see me suffer, then just go to my channel and refresh the page a couple times. Give it a minute and refresh. I will be live again momentarily. Thank you everybody who stopped in, chatted, talked, liked, subscribed. I can't believe this has been such a short stream and we've already got like 5 likes on it. You guys are great. I really appreciate everything. And I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for giving me your time. Peace out. See you soon.